Well, hello everyone. Welcome. Let's go here. As you can see, I'm on an adventure. What a surprise. What a surprise. I didn't come out here to do this, so this is all new. Now, this is a little track that goes from Avebury to that little mound you just saw there, called Silbury Hill. So no worries about meeting any elves of Silbury Hill on the way, because they're in my pocket. Now, what we're following here, and people won't know this, because you won't know this unless you're local or have done your research, but this is one of the streams that come off Swallowhead Springs. Now, Swallowhead Springs are just below West Kennet Long Barrow, sort of over the road, the southern part of from Silbury Hill, and it's a spring where, for those of you who know about the Michael and Mary line, I won't call it that, male-female line. Basically, part of the female line goes through the springs, or the spring, and then, as you can see, by the reeds, which incidentally are an ancient British plant, but water flows through here. You can tell also because of the willow trees. Now, there's a few trees, willow, alder, are just two off the top of my head, that grow near water. And as an interesting side note, 6 of the 36 native British trees are all willows. Because we live in a wetland. Those things there blowing in the breeze, they're teasels. I'm sure some of you know that. And they're great for flower arranging, and I'm sure other things, but they're quite prickly, so be warned if you go out collecting them. Now, I've never been along here, but I should know the name of that hill. And the reason I should know the name of that hill is because I was looking at it last night. All the names that come into my head aren't there. There you go. That's what happens. Sometimes, as I've probably said before, sometimes you can have too much information in your brain. And look what's through there. Some kind of strange mound. This is the first time, like I said, it's the first time I've come this way. So even I didn't know what was down here. So I can't tell you anything about it from the past. But it looks like we're going to have to go over a bridge. Down there, I don't know if you can see that. What you see in the centre there, on the top of that ridge, the brown hill, that's West Kennet Long Barrow. If we look along a bit, I think a lot of people recognise that. Often in the winter it has a moat around it, which does make me wonder. Well, we seem to be going at an angle to it somehow. It's quite strange. And just as I thought, there's a bridge. Look, that's where naughty people go. Now, just over there, just in there, let's zoom in a bit, shall I? But just in, ooh, well, you know where I was pointing. There, just in there, kind of the other side of the road, that is where the springs are. It's quite hard to get a good focus on that, but you know, you can find them on a map. And I recommend, if you come anywhere like this, to use a map. Google and other maps like that, they leave stuff out, and when they leave stuff out, it disappears. Can you see the buzzards above there? Oh my, what's going on? Wow, is someone feeding the buzzards up there? Can you see them all? That's a lot. Okay, well I had a strange thing going on then. I don't know if you noticed on my way, because there was some people behind me that felt very similar to some people that I know and didn't really want to see. Now, it is quite possible, but I'm not promising. It does depend on what happens. But I might drive round there and get you some shots from another way. The reason I didn't carry on was because I've done quite a bit of walking and scrabbling about already, and I need to have something to drink and something to eat. So I think I will do that. I will drive round. So if you see anything after this little bit of footage, oh, one of my favourites this is. And this is known as Bittersweet. It's also known as woody nightshade because it's a part of the nightshade family, and it has beautiful purple and yellow flowers. The purple bit is a 5-pointed star, and the yellow bit is quite a strong pointed phallic-y bit too. It does have a Latin name, but I can't tell you what that is because I can't remember. That's the thing with Latin names, is unless you're using them all the time, they go out of your mind. You know, how often have you met people and you can't remember their name? And there's some white dead nettle. That's lesser hogweed. Poisonous. Will give you blisters. But deer eat it. So That tells you something about the strength of deer, I think. I've just been thinking about the couple that were following me. I don't know if you saw them in the background of my shot at all. But isn't it funny how you see, if you go places, you see people that are like people you know. And sometimes, and well, reasonably often, you see couples that are like couples that you know or have known. Really is quite an interesting thing, and in my brain I can link that to astrological stuff quite easily, because I've got to the point where I can see aspects, and I can see I can see planets in signs and houses, you know. I don't just see people's sun signs, I can see more than that, because I've, you know, studied it and related it and compared it and, you know, done a lot of work trying to figure it out. And the only thing I can't figure out is why it still works even though the sky's out, because it does work. Because I have tried it out with people. Skeptical people have asked me to do their birth chart. So I've interpreted it, or started off interpreting it, for the next sign along. And they've looked at me with a real blank expression like, no, I was right, see? this is bullshit. And then I've done the right one and they've gone, oh right, oh yeah, that is vastly different. But again, that's another video, that's another series of videos, isn't it? And this stuff is greater plantain. You can see the flower spike and then an older one. This is good for staunching wounds. Here's one of the best uses, and the one that comes to mind straight away. If it was me, I'd just grab a bit of the leaf and break it and get some of the juice out. Same as you would with dock. That's dock leaf there. You know, if you get stings from stinging nettles like this, I can touch that because I know what I'm doing, and I didn't get stung. But people who do, you get some dock and you break the leaf so the juice comes out and you rub it on your sting, and it's supposed to balance out, because the sting of stinging nettles is the same stuff that red ants use when they sting you. If you don't know what red ants are, well, because I know there are places that have different kind of ants to what we do, but they both have, red ants and stinging nettles both have formic acid, and I think the juice from dock leaves is slightly alkaline, or alkaline enough to neutralise the sting. Or so I believe. And this is the field where the Swallowhead Springs are. You see the line, you see that ridge, that's where it comes from, the way we walked. But the spring comes up in that corner there. And that's where they come up. There you can see where the moat hangs out, see the difference in the green. There you go, there we are, Silbury Hill. I'm not climbing it today. That's another adventure. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Ta-ra.